double the wall, God, oh, you come again. Elizabeth is there, and everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And we have someone affectionately called, may I say what we affectionately call you back in the old country?
In the old country? Okay.
Yes, goddess.
Oh.
So, welcome to AHA. She's also Michelle, and this is Mikey.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to talk about self-dialogue and what it can do for you, right?
Yeah, the inner landscape,
Gee.
or the inner world.
Yes, although at the end of this
Yes.
poem it tries to go out finally.
Uh-huh.
Escape from what's inside. Have you been trying to escape from yourself lately? This might be a way.
Great, yeah.
So I think we'll read it.
Okay.
Well, I guess we'll act it out,
Mm-hmm.
and then you'll explain it to everybody.
Okay.
Yes. So you're gonna take, and I'm the bad guy. That's why I'm blessed and pressed.
Mhm.
We shouldn't say bad. No. Ooh. 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 See, that's inner dialogue. You're hearing inner dialogue. No. Although I was having a good time with it. Yes, at least yes. That was a good thing.
Yeah.
So this is called hack self-attack,
Uh-huh.
which I'm not going to explain it now. We're going to just do it. Hack self. As much as I'm a teacher, would love to explain each sentence. We're going to stop. At first, we're going to do it. These are all inner dialogues that you're privileged to hear. I wish I could talk to myself and have so much fun. Maybe I can imagine that I'm on television with you all the time, and Elizabeth and other people are watching. Then I might have more fun. It wouldn't be so lonely inside.
Oh. Well, great.
Do you have anything to say about self-dialogue before we begin? Why have you been interested in this?
Well, it's interesting. I just listened to I'm listening to a 11 CD book on tape called 100 Names for Love, and it's about a aphasic, a man who suddenly had a stroke, and his wife is a writer. They both actually were writers before, and she is stumbling across a real open door for his language when she asked him about the voices in his head. And it turned out there are 3 different characters in his head that have a different personality. And it just has opened the door for him to speak when she asked him about that, and when he could talk from these different characters. And she struggles with the concern that he might be schizophrenic, which has a negative connotation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although they do say 2 heads are better than 1. And whatever happens,
Yes.
we have each other. We do. Oh.
But it's by Diane Ackerman, and it's quite a story, and it's obviously healing and an open door for this man. And later, by spending time with his voices, they recede. Although they're always present, they do not become as clamorous and conflicting for him.
Thank you. How's your own self-dialogue lately?
Well, I guess I've learned how doing internal self-dialogue can be helpful and quite interesting.
Yes? Would you give us an
Yes.
example?
Touching in to see if some place can speak, and I guess when checking in, realizing that there's darkness in my throat.
So you can say what's going on in my throat, and then you hear the word darkness or see it?
I guess I just see the imagery, but I have had dialogue at times.
And imagery is dialogue. It's just for people who've transcended the more mundane verbal, gone to the real, right? that's interesting. That's a great idea. I'm going to try that. I'm so into words. I forget to see.
Oh.
I can't wait. I've learned. I hope Elizabeth and everyone else has learned. Yes. We can retire now for the show. I mean, to have one gem per show is a lot. That you can have inner dialogue, check in with whatever's bothering you, and not only like me from the University of Chicago, here maybe they'll communicate with words. They might communicate like dreams with a picture.
Mm-hmm.
And you just see darkness?
Yes.
You sing, "Hello Darkness, my old friend"?
That's a great idea.
So we're sharing ideas. We've both given each other a great idea. Thank you for helping us. Just your being there sparks this. Okay, with that as an introduction, stop your self-dialogue now to see if you can pay attention to mine. Okay, so I'm going to be the hid self. Okay. So this is called hack self-attack. So we have a hidden self, maybe more than one, right?
And a compassionate self.
We might have it. You can speak for yourself. You might have a compassionate self.
Well, I think that you had one in this poem.
Oh my! You're getting coming attractions for this. We better get to it. We only have another 20 minutes, and the audience, I can hear the clamoring for this. Okay, this is called hack self-attack. Act 1, self-attack. My hid self grinds body with mind till I hear, "You're blindly unkind. You're sick. Yellow jello. Worth way less than zero. And your soul can't be redesigned."
I retort, "Afraid to be friends?"
He bellows, "Your offer offends. My two raptures in life are the needle and knife until our hemorrhaging world ends."
I attack. "You hide behind words. Beneath your tough guise, you're disturbed. I'll peek under your mask." "You look just like me. We're absurd."
My mocker pleads, "Have you no pride?"
I cry, "Friend, beneath pride, you hide. Please let my love repel you from your lust from hell."
And you can read these ones too, my mocker sneers.
My mocker sneers.
"I'm not on your side."
I squeeze him. He freezes. I shout, "I love you!" He thaws, then spits out,
To stop going insane, you give anger and pain to me, whom you can't live without. Painful truths are gifts in disguise. In spite of yourself, you can be wise. Keep investigating the aims of our hating to see how our war and will die.
Act 2, hack. I've learned hate melts false selves and minds, so firelight loving through cells shine. So now we can be friends. Self-torture's reached its end. All urges fire us to be kind.
Can I trust you, my friend?
He moans. I smile. We're too lonely alone. Let hate fuel loving hearts. Tough love state of the art. We hug, belly laugh.
Welcome home.
We uncover what's hid under screens. Vulnerable selves who are a team. Even when we're opposed, though we forget we know, our challenges build self-esteem. Inspired, we choreograph dance chants. Dance chants. While cursing to laugh,
Mischievous love will win. Reveal all selves are kin. Playing riffs with all our riffraff. One more stanza, sweetheart. This is together.
Okay.
Loving firelight through your shells. Let's do that again. Loving firelight through your cells. Shine with mine. Enlightening all bodies, hearts, and minds is a pleasure beyond measure, making whole souls, embracing space and time. Well, thank you for helping us get hack self-attack.
All right. So, so we're talking about inner dialogue.
Yes, although
Yes.
the end, they, or whoever's having it, is communing with the firelight in other people's, the loving firelight. Could you feel it in your cells? Each little cell is doing its job like a nice little toaster oven.
It's a wonderful state.
Yes, and you could
Yes.
feel it. Could you ever,
Yes.
you ever feel your light inside? This little light of mine.
I feel it here.
Oh, you do?
A light. I can feel it
Wow.
here, but that I don't feel it in my cells.
Oh, but you feel it in your gut.
Yeah, right there.
Oh. We can let it spread. This little light of mine.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna let it shine.
Yes.
This
Yeah.
little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine.
And you feel it in your cells?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Thanks to you. I begin to feel it. Just, you can.
Okay.
I can let it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good.
Well, it's great dressing up for these parts because even though I've read your poem before, I realized that the nice self was actually, there's such a thing as a nice self, which is being socially acceptable. And then there's a compassionate self. And in here, it seems like this other self was a sacred, compassionate self.
You mean the role you were playing?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was struggling.
So
like the rest
that's
of us.
fun to
Yeah.
come up with a costume because it became very apparent to me when I was thinking about how do I dress up for this nice self.
Yes.
It added another dimension
Oh, you're so sweet.
to it.
Oh,
Yes.
oh.
Which was very, yeah.
Wouldn't you like her to be your good self? You can play this. Yes, this is going to be on Blip TV, michaelcoran.blip.tv. You can have Michelle Scow. And the name means, among other things, right, a barge that'll take away all the rich stuff that we thought was garbage and turn it into, recycle it into all kinds of good things.
Yeah, and later someone said it was chimney. So.
Oh, it's a chimney. Santa Claus.
think Santa Claus comes
Oh, my God, my
and
God.
lands in. Yes.
Oh, so you feel the light in here.
Yeah, and you feel the light.
I think I'm beginning to feel it everywhere. I mean, with me, thinking and feeling are. I think I know I can feel it now. I need it, and I need to feel it from you, or otherwise I feel too. I don't feel at peace unless I feel the light from both of us. Now I know where to look.
So, that's interesting. So, okay. So you hear in writing this poem, there's. Do you want to talk about it a little more?
If you, sure. Do you have any questions, or shall I just start riffing with my riffraff?
I think you could start riffing with your riffraff.
Oh, good. So,
Yeah.
what did it mean to you?
What did it mean to me?
Yeah. What did this poem mean?
Oh, it really quite lovely. I love how you know that you're dealing with something very authentic when you come out with stuff that is not cliche. And saying you're blindly unkind, you're sick yellow jello worth way less than zero, and your soul can't be redesigned. There's no question that this is a cliche. This is not a cliche. This came from a very unique source. And to me, that's extremely valuable when you hit that, when you can get in touch with that unique thing, then you know you're dealing with raw energy and your unique expression. And to me, it's a gem. It means, you find that you found something with this. And then it's, so it's fun to do this, and then because I don't think it's always easy to come across that sort of. Sometimes it takes time to find those voices, and it can be very ambiguous and not defined, and so I think it's a treasure when it's actually very detailed and specific. So to me, it meant that I'm happy for you and that you stumbled across a psychic gem in your psyche, and so I really celebrated that. And then it's also meaningful that there was a compassionate self, which is very touching, to try to work things out and work with the difficulty.
Good. I would think of it more as a, let's see. Let's just look at this. My hid self grinds body with mine. So that's one self. He's just describing it, right? Till I hear. So the first self is just describing what's going on, right? Not compassionate yet. And then you're right. We're afraid to be friends. So he's trying to, yes. And then he attacks, though. You hide behind words. Beneath your tough guise, you're disturbed, right? I'll peek under your mask, shocked by crumble and gas. You're just like me. So they discover they're brothers. Right. So that's yes, and he's discovering that.
Okay.
He's discovering that. He's not excessive. He's more describing this and he's trying to be friends. So you could call that compassionate. Yes, I don't, but you could. I like it being called compassionate. I guess I'm just trying to make friends.
Yes, and trying to make connections.
Yes, trying to make friends. Yes, with myself.
Yeah.
Which is very not. I mean, some people can do it very easily, right? Like our audience might. Yes, but some of us, it's a long to be. And I don't think you can do it alone. I needed your firelight. That was the last stanza. It wasn't working. I wrote this poem for it took me a long time to write it, and I still wasn't friends. So it ended in verse 10. I think it's inspired. You weren't sure you wanted this in it. Inspired, we choreograph,
Yeah.
dance, chants, while self-cursing. We're still doing it. I mean, it's not like it's over. But
Yeah.
we laugh at it this time.
Yeah.
Michelle just taught me that when I'm feeling grouchy, and when people ask me how I'm feeling, instead of saying grouchy, I ask me how I'm feeling.
How are you feeling?
Grrr! That's way more fun. And I'll ask you instead of saying I'm not feeling well. How are you feeling?
Oh, how am I feeling?
Yes.
Right this second? Or
Well, when you're not feeling well.
oh, if I'm not. Oh, okay. So if I'm not
feeling well.
feeling well. Oh.
Oh, that's great. Is that better? We've learned so many things, and we still have 3.5 minutes. So I thought we would have ended inspired, choreographed, dance, chants, while self-cursing to laugh. Mischievous love will win. Reveal all selves are kin. Playing riffs with all our riffraff. I thought that would be enough, and it wasn't. I needed this, which is a new stanza. It might not be. It hasn't passed through enough days to know if it's any good, but it works. I think this works. Loving firelight through your cells. I'd have to say through your gut for you. Loving firelight through your gut. Shine with mine. Isn't that a nice invitation? You can try that. If you want to meet someone, would you like to shine with me? Can I have your light shine with mine? Enlightening, I'm not sure, part of me like the word lightning, but enlightening all bodies, hearts, and minds. That might be a little too grand. But the firelight does make us
expand.
Expand, yes, expand maybe.
It does, yeah.
And so I'm not sure of all these words, but words is a pleasure beyond measure. Making whole souls, embracing space and time. I thought of that because I know some people who are crunched for time. They feel like they don't have enough time. And so this inspired this last line, making whole souls, embracing. Did you ever feel like you see an old friend and like no time has passed? That's embracing it. So the friendship is bigger than the time. So that was the aim of this.
Oh, that's nice. That's a nice way of saying it.
Oh.
I liked, to me it seemed to make sense, even when we're opposed, though we forget we know our challenges build self-esteem. I think that is a very practical point that I can feel when I read this.
When you fight with now that you taught me the challenge of saying grrr, then I'm feeling self-esteem because I've learned how to express my grouch. So that challenge, I have to. That struggle can build self-esteem. I hope I said can. Our challenges can. Yeah, too bad there's not enough syllables to say our challenges can build self-esteem. But truth or syllables. We have 1 minute to say goodbye.
Okay.
To all of our loving friends in Cambridge and the world, since this will be on the web. So you've given us a lot of wisdom, but we always want more from you.
Well, I don't know. So okay, well, here's to relating and connecting.
Yes.
With inner dialogue and integration and.
Because when you're meeting someone, you're meeting all these people inside. Pleased to meet you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. Yes, that could be. Do you have other? Are you like the?
And a landscape.
You can tell in 13 seconds. Do you have more than one self inside?
Do I have more than one self?
Yes. 7 seconds.
Gosh.
5, 4. You might not find. You might have to tune in next week. Oh, are we gonna get it? Are we gonna be told?
Many states.
What did you say?
Many states.
Many states. Oh, okay. Great.